Good day everyone and welcome to this 1-bar PvP tank build. This build is called Cyrodiil Angler, and for a reason. It's the build that is ideally used when you just want to do fishing achievements or questing or anything that requires you to ignore PvP as much as you can. This build is aimed foremost to be an extremely easy to get and extremely easy to play build while still being very effective at what it does. To be honest, it's one of the most ridiculous builds that I have ever played, as it is also a 1-bar build and still works so well to tank out so many people. And in this video I will be presenting everything about this. You can find all the details about this build on the website as well. It works for any class, and also on the website you can find in the description of course. It works for any class, but I'll be showing this on a Templar for the purpose of this video. The race is ideally Imperial or Nord, those are the tankiest races. However, I'm a Breton on this, and this build will also work on any race that you want. But as you can see, I am a Breton. The food that I'm using with this is Ozora smoked bear horns. This is going to give me max health, which is very important for my healing in this build, and some regeneration. That means that if I happen not to be blocking for a moment, I will be sustaining my magicka and stamina very quickly. Same goes when I'm out of misform, because that will also disable my recoveries, but when I am out of it, I will get a bunch of sustain back because of this set. Because of this food. Then the potion that I use is the immovability potion. It's going to give me stamina, weapon crit and immovability. Stamina and immovability are very useful traits to have on a potion for power blocking as much as you can, so it's definitely recommended there. Then for the gear sets that I'm using two similar sets, 5-piece sets, that will heal me when I am blocking. The first is Cyrodiil's Crest. That one's going to give a bit of a bigger burst heal when I block. And the second set is going to be Battalion Defender. You can see them here. Battalion Defender is going to give me a bit of a lower heal, but it's going to proc much more frequently. Next to that I'll also have a CP that gives me some health back while blocking, and all that together makes this build a real monster, while the APM is like sub-zero, because all I have to do is quite simply hold block and then I'll heal and do everything at the same time, simply because of these sets and the CP. Then to finish this off with the monster set, you can go with things like Bloodspawn or Malubeth. On this particular character I'm running Malubeth. On something like a Dragon Knight you'll probably be better off running Bloodspawn. However, Malubeth is definitely a good option too, as it gives you some more max health, always good to have, and major vitality. That's drastically going to increase my healing. As for the traits and the enchantments, on the armor I have full sturdy, but even if you have some sturdy missing, this will work just fine as well. Me too, I have like a well-fitted helmet for example, and like an impenetrable here and there, but it will get the job done just fine regardless. Then for the enchants on the armor, I have full health. If you want to min-max, it's probably better to go with a mix of health and maybe tri-stat enchants, the Hakejos. That will allow you to get some more stamina and thus block more. However, I'm quite happy with this already, and it's super easy and cheap to get of course. On the jewelry, my enchantments are reduced cost of blocking and with the healthy trait on them. There too, it might be better to get infused, as it will allow you to block for even longer. However, healthy again is super easy to get. Then for the sword and board, I have a powered one-handed. Defended will do the job just fine as well. And then impenetrable or sturdy chest. The enchant on the one-handed doesn't really matter. I have health return. Stamina return is probably ideal if you want to min-max this. And on the shield, of course, I have a health enchant again. Then for the skills, the first skill that I have is misform. This just allows me to have some movability when I'm like attacked by too many people and I want to run to some LOS. It's useful to have. The second skill that I have is channeled focus. This is going to be my armor buff, but that is a class specific skill of course. Here I will be presenting it for Templar. Keep in mind that the two class skills that I have here, channeled focus and living dark, will be changed out for other skills on other classes. But you can find all that on the website again. You can see the website on top of the screen too. Then for the third skill, oh yeah, one more thing. I'm choosing for channel focus being the stamina morph, so to speak, of this skill, because it's going to help me to power block for even longer on Templar, which is nice to have. Then for the third skill I have Lingering Flare. Lingering Flare is going to give me major protection passively, very nice to have just like that. and it's also going to give me 10% magicka regeneration as well passively, because of the Alliance War skill line here, magicka 8, which is going to give me magicka regeneration per support ability slotted. I never actually used this skill, and the same goes for the skill after that, defensive stance. This skill is going to give me block cost reduction and more blocked damage. As this is a build that relies heavily on blocking, this is very nice to have as a passive, of course. Then as a last skill, this is going to be my second heal over time, next to Channeled Focus, is Living Dark. Again, this changes per class, but on Templar this is really nice to have as it scales off your maximum health. Then for the ultimate, I have Swordenboard ult, bread and butter ult for permablock builds, of course. And then if you want to like have some kind of back bar on top of that, like I don't have any right here because this is a 1 bar build, of course, and I'm showcasing it like that. But if you like fill it with like fighter skills and then just equip puncturing sweeps on a Templar, for example, you can have like enough damage to kill quest bosses, in case you are watching this video because you're looking for an anti-PvP quest build. And then next to that we have the champion points. The green tree doesn't matter that much, but just to go over it, I have Gifted Rider, Warmount, Steed's Blessing and Rationer. Then for the blue tree after that, oh, it seems I've blocked. Seems I have crashed. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see in a bit what happens with this crash. This is super weird. I can't block. I cannot roll dodge. Well, I can still block, but I can't cast any skills, and this guy is somehow still hitting me. That's super weird. Oh, and I teleport up here. So you see it, the only thing that can really kill this build is lag, to be honest, or if you're fighting an extremely large amount of people. But even then, if you find yourself some good source of LOS like a tower, you can still survive for a super long time. And then, anyway, to finish off with the champion points, for the blue tree I have Ironclad, Focused Mending, Swift Renewal and Duelist rebuff. Basic CPs to get more healing and more defense. And on the red CPs I have Bracing Anchor, Soothing Shield, that's the passive that is going to give me again some more health when I block, on top of the sets. And then Pain's Refuge and Survival Instinct. Survival Instinct is to have the block cost reduction, and then Bracing Anchor is to have an increased blocked amount of damage, and then Pain's Refuge is of course to have some nice extra resistance on top of that. But that's it for the build. I will just put some more gameplay afterwards here. It's very easy to equip this build and to go play it if you want to go try it out, of course. And soon I will also use this build in another video that will be released later on. But I will not spoil that any further. You guys can see that next week. Again, this build will be in the website, so if you want to see all the details, you can check it out there as well.